Hello book friends, welcome back to Books and Tea Time. I'm Addie, and today we are going to be reading some new releases together, very highly anticipated releases from authors that I love. In today's video we are going to be reading Mate by Hazelwood, which just came out on October 7th. I have been literally waiting for this to come out since I read the epilogue of Bride, so I'm very, very excited to be reading it and talking about it with you today. And then also in this video, I read the audiobook for What Stalks the Deep by Kingfisher, the third installment in the Sworn Soldier series by Kingfisher, which came out, I think, on September 30th. Late September and early October, so many books are coming out that I'm really, really excited to read, so I thought that I would just vlog reading 2 of them with you all. That's what this video is, so I hope that you enjoy it. And right now I'm going to send you back in time to the beginning of this video when I am about to start Mate, and here we go. Hello friends, it is October 8th. I am so happy to be here recording this clip because we are going to open book mail that I just got with the book that we're going to be reading in this video, or one of the books that we're going to be reading in this video. And I wasn't supposed to get this until Saturday, and then I just got a notification before I left work saying that it was dropped off. So I hurried home and grabbed this from the mailroom, and now we're going to open it together, and then we can talk about my plans for the video. It's got one of these nice little, well, okay. Oh, yes, okay. I was really hoping that this was going to be a paperback and not a hardback because my edition of Bride is a paperback. Look at her! Oh my gosh! It's so shiny. I forgot that this edition came with an exclusive art print inside. So, yes, the book that we're going to be reading in this video is Mate. This just came out yesterday. This is the sequel to Bride by Hazelwood, but I pre-ordered the Barnes & Noble edition specifically because it's purple, and purple's my favorite color. And the original cover is like a green, like everything that's purple is green instead. And it looks nice, but it's not my favorite. It's not the best. But look at this gorgeous art print. You get like a full page illustration insert. I am kind of sad though because it was either you got the original edition and it was signed if you pre-ordered it, or you got this one. But I think these are gonna look so cute together on the shelf. I'll go over and grab Bride actually. Okay, I went over and I grabbed Bride so that we can see, you can see that I annotated this to hell and back. But you can see them next to each other. Oh, that's a great color palette. It's gonna look so cute on the shelf together. So yeah, in this video, we're gonna be reading Mate primarily, and then maybe a couple other new releases that have come out. I'm currently, I think, like 30% of the way through the new Kingfisher, so we might also talk about that book. 2 things that I wanted to preface this video with going into it. One of my friends at work, she's like a die-hard romance reader, romance guru, if you will. She and I both really loved Bride, and she just finished this last night and said that she wasn't as crazy about it as she was about Bride. She said she had some issues with the pacing and the length of the book, which, like, understandable. So I'm very curious what I'm gonna think about that. I mean, we tend to, like, both enjoy all of Hazelwood stuff, but I do feel like I tend to enjoy it a little bit more. So I'm not that nervous. What I am nervous about is about a week or 2 ago, because I knew this was coming out, I reread Bride. But I reread it audibly, and I didn't have as much fun the second time around. And I don't know if it's because I didn't like the audiobook experience as much, or if it's just that, like, second time around it didn't hit as hard, but I was, like, kind of really sad because when I read this last year, this was, like, one of my best books of the year, 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it so much. But then upon reread, I was like, is this actually a 4-star? I don't know. Keeping both of those things in mind, I am still very excited and hoping that this will be a grand old time. We are going to start reading this tonight, and then I will come on and update you guys after I've read a good chunk of it so that we can kind of decide how we're feeling and where we're at with it. But right now, I think we're gonna eat some dinner, and then I am just gonna pop myself on the couch for the evening. Peace out. I'll talk to you soon. Hello there, friends. I'm here for our first Mate update. I am on page 170, I think, almost exactly. And so I think this is a good point to check in and talk about my thoughts and feelings so far, now that we're like 30% of the way through it. And I've also figured a few things out over the past few days while I was reading. And I think I have cracked the case on, if you remember in the first clip, I told you that I was a little worried because I hadn't had as much fun with Bride upon rereading it. And I think I figured out why I didn't have quite as much fun the second time. This series in particular, and the urban fantasy, paranormal, romance elements of Ali Hazelwood stories, there's a lot of like mystery subplots going on where your main character is trying to figure out information, but then like you as the reader also like don't have all the information that she has. And so like a lot of the book is like just propelling you forward because you want to know all of these things, you want all of the answers. And so like the second time around when I was reading Bride, I was like, okay, well, like, yeah, I already know all of this, so it's not as urgent, it's not as exciting, it's not as propulsive. It's still fun, but because a lot of the enjoyment I think came from not really knowing what was going on, I didn't enjoy it as much the second time. And I'm feeling very similarly reading Mate, where I am just like flying through it and propelled through the narrative because there's all of these different subplots and mysteries going on. And so I will say I kind of understand what my friend means about it's taking a little long. Like 170 pages in, there's just a lot of scenes where you're getting tiny little nuggets of information, like one puzzle piece that you have to put into place, and then like you shift scenes and you're learning about other things or other things are happening. So it does feel like, oh my gosh, I just want to get there, I want to know, and then I want them to be together. I don't want to say too much because I feel like the synopsis, while like comprehensive, is a little purposefully vague because of these like mystery subplots that you have going on. We know that Serena is Cohen's mate because you find out in the epilogue of Bride that he figures out when he meets her for the first time that they're mates. And it's unclear whether that is reciprocated by Serena because she's a human hybrid who like just very recently, as of Bride, figured out that she is this incredibly rare hybrid. So she's very new to all the wear customs. Like she thought she was completely human. So there's a reason that they can't be together, right? Like there's always a reason. But it's unclear to us when it starts why. And when it starts, they have like this sort of tenuous like frenemies vibe, which I kind of really like. They're both so witty and so funny. Literally every single interaction that they have, I am having so much fun. I am underlining it. I have my purple sticky notes. I don't know if you guys can see, but I am annotating it. I'm eating it up. I'm having a great time. There's a mystery with Serena that pertains to her were-humanness. That's all I'll say about that, because I had no idea this was going to be a plot point coming into it. So there's a mystery with Serena. There's this like obvious issue of like you don't know who her parents are. She doesn't know who her parents are. So like that's kind of a thing. There's also like she's in the Northwest pack with Cohen. Cohen is the alpha of this like Northwest Territory pack. There's also some like Northwest where political scheming things going on. I think I'm pretty close to figuring out why they can't be together. Why it's a bad idea for them to kiss and fall in love. What I'll say is I'm having fun. It's definitely similar to Bride in, like I said, the pacing, excitement, wanting to move forward and for things to happen. Literally every interaction that they have, I'm like kicking my feet and giggling. Like I love them both so much. He calls her Killer. That's his little nickname for her, which I think is like the cutest thing in the whole world. I'm obsessed. So I'm gonna sit down now and read a ton tonight because I think Alexander's gonna stream tonight, so I'll have no distractions, so to speak. And it's Friday, so I have the weekend off. I'm not working this Saturday, so I have a solid 3 days to just dedicate to reading this. So we'll definitely, I think, finish it this weekend because I don't know that I could wait even if I wanted to. I also have my favorite fall beverage here. This is apple cider with a shot of Fireball. I know if you're not a Fireball person, this probably sounds disgusting because I would never in a million years drink Fireball straight. It's gross when you just drink it by itself. But when you mix it with apple cider, put a little cinnamon in there, perfection. Having a great time. Peace out. Hello, friends. Okay. It is several hours later and I have just retired to the bedroom because I am probably going to be falling asleep here shortly. I have made spectacular progress reading Mate. Just about hit the 300 page mark, so I read over 100 pages this evening, so I'm feeling very proud about that. And let me just say, I am having a grand old time. I have said this before and I'll say it again, and I'll probably say it every single time I read an Hazelwood. She gets me. And I get her. You know, I know that her stuff is not for everybody, and like for the most part, I understand the criticism that a lot of her books are basically the same, especially when it comes to like her contemporary and like the formula that she uses. But it gets me every damn time. I'm a sucker, and you know, I don't care. I love it. I thoroughly enjoy it. Let's just say several reveals have happened and things have been illuminated. One of them I did not see coming at all. I was really, really thrown for a loop. Loved it. Very surprised by. The other one I predicted, which I'm quite smug about. This one is like truly a slow burn. Like the yearning is so powerful. I was like tearing up at one point. It's not precisely star-crossed lovers, but it's definitely like forbidden love, forbidden romance. So I might read a couple more chapters before I fall asleep, then hopefully we'll be able to finish it tomorrow. So I just wanted to come on and say I'm having a grand old time over here. But anyway, I hope you have a good night. Sleep tight and don't let bedbugs bite, and I'll talk to you in the morning. Peace out. Okay, I'm about to head into my nail appointment to get a new set, so I wanted to have one more moment to appreciate them. This is my left hand, so we've got my little scary grumpy Jack, but then other hand, orange, happy Jack. Having so much fun. It's time to go get a new set. Let's do it. Hello, friends. Okay, we have just finished our nail appointment, and here is what they look like. A little hint to what our costume is gonna be. I got them super long again. I have been addicted to the long nails, which I know is crazy. Oh my god, I just love them so much. Like, look at these claws. I could take someone's eye out with these things. I was so tired this morning because I stayed up way later than I should have reading Mate. I have probably like 50 or 60 pages left, maybe even less, I don't know. Things are happening. It's crazy. The spice is spicing, if you know what I mean. And again, I just really have to emphasize the yearning. There's so much yearning in this book. It's just like the emotions are so deep. I can feel it in my gut. I'm feeling all of the things. So we're gonna go home now, have some lunch, and then I think also later today, Alexander and I are gonna go and do some thrifting and try and thrift some items for our costume. So I think we can definitely finish Mate today. Once I wrap up Mate, then I'll start to give you my original thoughts on the first chunk of the Kingfisher, because I have already started it, but I'm listening to that on audio. So I'm trying to like finish Mate first before we get into any other book. Let's go home and have some lunch, and then we'll go from there. I don't know what this angle is, but this is what we're doing. As I mentioned, we went thrifting and we got some stuff, but we also just stopped at Spirit Halloween to get things for our costumes. And we got these Nightmare Before Christmas bag clippies, or no, they're not bag clips. What are they? Keychains? Keychains, yeah. Keychains. So we're gonna open them, and then I'll do a full haul of all the other stuff when we get back. But I'm impatient, so I'm not gonna wait. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh!
That just exploded.
Oh! I got what's his nuts? You got Jack? What the heck? I got Lock.
He's on the little snowflake.
I would have preferred Shock or Barrel. Honestly, he's my least favorite, but he's cute. He's got his little thing. Let me give them a...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, look at him! He looks so cute!
You got Sally last year.
I did get Sally last year.
It's about time.
And he got the mayor, which...
Yeah, I did get the mayor.
Not a fan. But yeah, I'll show you what we got in more depth when we get back. I was impatient and I wanted to open it now. Okay, bye! Hello, friends. Okay, we're back home now. We went to Goodwill and Spirit Halloween, as you saw. I don't think I can show you any of the things we got at Spirit Halloween without spoiling what our costume is. I'm just gonna show you what I got at Goodwill, because we got some of his costume stuff at Goodwill, but we couldn't really find what I was looking for. But I did find a bunch of other really good stuff. So I'm gonna show it to you right now. First things first, I got this oversized leather jacket. I have been really wanting a leather jacket. I haven't owned one in a while. This is actually, I got it in the men's section. Very excited about that. And then mostly my goal with this thrifting session was to get shirts that I can layer with. I've been really into layering recently, and trying to like style outfits with different layers. So I needed a lot of like undershirts to style with like graphic tees, band tees, things like that. I got a couple. I got this like burnt orange little mini turtleneck number. I really wanted striped shirts, and I found 2. So I've, again, mini like little turtleneck situation with nice thin black stripes, and then I got like the regular shirt neck kind of situation with some chunkier stripes. Then I got this like oversized sort of like button down that I thought I could wear like open, like with one half tucked. I've seen that look a lot on like Pinterest and Instagram reels and stuff, and I think it's really cute. Then I got this sweater with a little checker pattern on it. It also obviously zips. I kind of like the detailing on the zipper. I think I could wear this like zipped up, like just like this. I could also wear it unzipped and open with like a shirt underneath. Then I found this shirt, which I thought was so cool. It says "Eat the Rich," and it's just this like weird little cat demon looking guy. Great haul. And then the rest of the stuff we got was for his costume. Now we might play some Smite, do some video gaming before I sit down and finish Mate later tonight. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Peace out. Hello, friends. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, wow, you're finally here to update us on the end of Mate. I'm not. Haven't read a damn thing. But I am here to show you more things that I purchased. I played video games last night, and then Alexander and I watched Coraline, which was really fun. And then today I woke up and my mom and I went to brunch, where we found this adorable little like flea market art vintage clothing sale situation, which is where I purchased something. And then I went to my parents and watched a bunch of football. So I have not read anything, but I am going to finish Mate tonight. I pinky promise. And in the meantime, I just wanted to show you what I bought. Also, I wore my new leather jacket today. It's actually kind of hot. I'm gonna take this off. I got 2 things. Both are seasonally appropriate. So right as we were walking out of the place that we got brunch, I saw this little vendor that makes these like little, like kind of terrarium looking guys. And they had a bunch of Nightmare Before Christmas ones. So of course your girl had to get some. So I got one thing that I'm thinking would be a nice decor piece for my bookshelf. And then I got a little guy for Alexander for his like streaming setup as a gift also. So first things first, look at this beauty. I don't know if you can really see it. Maybe I'll insert a clip of me doing like a close-up of it, but it's like this nice like glass stopper bottle, and it has Sally on the inside and the little basket that she makes up for Jack. And then for Alexander, I got him just a little baby one. It's Sleepy Jack when he's like in bed. He's holding the scientific method. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, but he's got his little like tiny little hat on, and there's a bunch of little ghosts all over the ground on him. He's so cute. I saw him and I knew we had to have him. Yeah, I'm gonna find a place to put them on my bookshelf. Then also, here, let me turn you around and show you while we're here in my kitchen, since apparently that's what we're doing. I'm gonna show you these other little things that we found this year. We got these little guys this year at Marshall's a couple of weeks ago as our like new decor edition of the season. So we've got this little like vampire guy. He's just happy singing along. We've got this like monster Frankenstein's creature-esque little guy. He's like, wow, what's going on? And then this happy little witchy gal. I just love them so much. I thought they were so cute. Be careful, ma'am. That's glass. Thank you. Hello. Good morrow, friends. It's the next day, and I am happy to report that I have finally finished Mate. I finished it last night. Look at all of these wonderful little purple tabbies. Yeah, I wrapped this up last night, and I honestly really liked the end. I thought I was a lot closer to the end last time we talked. So, my final thoughts, I definitely really liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. I think I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Definitely not like pushing the envelope of 5 stars for me. I would say my main critiques, or like the main things that like pulled me a little bit away from the 5-star rating. The one is kind of like a small thing, but it does kind of bother me throughout the book, is that Cohen has this like habit of just making up really weird little like insults and phrases. And if you read the book, you'll know what I mean right away. But that kind of pulled me out every once in a while. It just felt like Allie Hazelwood trying a little bit hard to get into the head of like this macho alpha bro, I guess, kind of. And that wasn't super fun. And then the other thing, I can't really get too much into it because it kind of is a spoiler, but there's like this scene or like series of scenes towards the end of the book that is like, you know, meant to be very intimate and emotional, and like them finally coming together. And there are plot elements that kind of not ruin it, but like make it a little bit difficult to enjoy, I guess. I'll leave it at that. But overall, I really, really enjoyed it. I think that things to keep in mind, it is definitely a slow burn, even by Ali Hazelwood standards. Like, I'm talking 250 pages before we even get a smooch. Keep that in mind, because that's about half of this book. Oh, this is the other thing. That, like, it's not, like, a bad thing, but I am a little worried, because at the end of Bride, it's very, very clear that there's going to be a sequel and that it's going to be about Serena and Cohen. But there's, like, no hints, really, if there's going to be a third one. And I really, really would love a book about Misery's brother, Owen, and, like, whoever his partner may or may not be. I really liked him a lot in the first book. Needless to say, I would love if she's going to continue this series, but I don't know if it's meant to just be this duology. But we don't really get any hints about that at the end of the book, which I was surprised by. I'm happy we finished our first book of the vlog and the much longer book of the vlog, especially because I was physically reading that. But now we're gonna pivot a little bit, because last week, so today's Monday, last Monday I started What Stalks the Deep by Kingfisher, and so it's been a week since I've listened to any of it, but I read the first 30% last week, so I think I could very easily read that in its entirety today, because I have a lot of tasks to do while I can be listening. I've got to do some tidying up around the apartment. I have to go run some errands. I have to go grocery shopping. And then I might do some like meal prep stuff later, or just like when cooking dinner. So a lot of things that I can do while I have an audiobook on. But yeah, so first 30% of What Stalks the Deep by Kingfisher. This is the third book in her series of novellas that they all follow the same character, but the plots kind of differ a little bit. They're sort of contained within each book. The first book, What Moves the Dead, is a Fall of the House of Usher retelling. I think that made it into my top 10 books of last year. The second one, What Feasts at Night, is based on, I forget what the creature is called, but you know, like there's a couple different cultures that have mythologies about like creatures that will sleep on your chest at night and suck your life out. They're like folkloric manifestations of what consumption feels like. And then this one takes place in America, and I think like the 1890s. It takes place in a haunted, abandoned coal mine in West Virginia. Yeah, so all of these books follow our main character, Alex Easton, who is a sworn soldier. Sworn soldiers are Galatia's sort of military, I guess. I'm kind of fuzzy on a lot of the details because you get a lot of it in book one, and it's just been a little bit since I've listened to it. In Galatian, their language, they have a wide variety of pronouns. So the pronoun for people who become sworn soldiers is Ka, the letter K and the letter A. Throughout all books, but especially in this one because Easton is going to America for the first time, there's been a lot so far about Easton having to sort of choose between being perceived as a man by all of these Americans and people that Ka is interacting with versus explaining Galatian language and linguistics and understanding of gender. Easton is just so sarcastic and like irreverent. Yeah, so the premise of this book is that Dr. James Denton, who Easton interacts with and works with in the first book to help solve the mystery of what's going on with like this like House of Usher situation, has called Easton and asked Ka to come to America because Denton's cousin has disappeared in one of their family coal mines, and he is suspicious that whatever is going on is supernatural and uncanny in whatever is happening. So he doesn't think that it is a normal run-of-the-mill, his cousin died suddenly, or someone kidnapped him, or someone killed him. He thinks, based on these letters that he was receiving from his cousin, that something supernatural is occurring. And so he reaches out to Easton because the two of them have previously, in the other book, experienced the supernatural and this uncanny force of nature, and he believes that Easton is the only one who will understand and not ask unnecessary questions that will waste time and try to make up like realistic excuses for what might be happening. So Easton is uniquely situated to be able to help Denton on this journey. So Easton and Angus, who is, I think, Easton's footman? I don't know what you called him. He's also in the first book. The two of them travel to America and meet Denton there, and then they go together to this haunted coal mine. So far, I'm really enjoying reading it. It's definitely very unsettling. It's very claustrophobic because obviously they're going into this mine and investigating all of these like tight spaces within the mine, and then, you know, hearing things and like seeing weird lights and trying to figure out like what might be perhaps haunting this mine. T. Kingfisher's writing is just always so engaging and entertaining, and she's also just like really funny, and I think that translates in all of her works in different ways in various characters. I am going to hopefully finish it today. Also, the person, I think their name's Avi Roque, who narrates these books, does such a good job narrating Easton and just narrating the books in general. One of the things that I really enjoy about listening to these audibly is that the humor and like the sarcasm really does translate in a way that like I'm like actively chuckling while I'm listening to them. I will pop back on soon and update you guys when I have more to say. Peace out. Hello friends, I am here to wrap up this video because today while I was at work I was able to finish What Stalks the Deep by T. Kingfisher, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super fun. It takes a rather unexpected turn at about like the 60% mark, I would say 60 to 70% mark, in a way that is like a little not tonally different than the other two, but is different enough that I think I enjoy. Yeah, it got unexpected and weird in a way that I kind of loved. It was very unusual, but I think that it kind of was nice to get a little bit of deviation from how the other two books sort of panned out. But also the most important thing is that she teases book 4. So we do know that we are going to get a 4th installment. So I have no idea what she's going to cook up next, but I'll be there. I love T. Kingfisher's books so much. I do prefer her full-length novels, I will say that, but this is a really fun novella series. Easton is such a great main character to kind of like thread all of these contained narratives more or less. I think I'd give it like a 3.75, 4 stars. So yeah, we read 2 awesome releases in this video and got to do some fun, cozy seasonal activities. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end this video and start editing it, and then I'm going to immediately dive into a horror reading vlog where I read some scary books for like the second half of October. And I also have a bunch of other activities that I'm excited to vlog. So I think if you're interested in coming back for the next vlog, I think I'm probably gonna start Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez on audio. I just read the first chapter of Slewfoot by Brahms, which has been on my TBR for a really long time, so I think that's gonna be my physical read. And then depending on how long the video is, I think I might finally, fingers crossed, start Dorian Gray. I've had it on my TBR, I think for the past 3 years, maybe the past 4 years. I don't know. I think I'm finally gonna do it, guys. So hopefully you can come and see me on that journey and hold me accountable of that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you read either of these books, please let me know what you thought in the comments down below, especially if you read Mate. I would love to hear people's thoughts on it because I do think of all the people that I know in my personal life who've read it, I think I'm the only one who has enjoyed it. So I'm curious what other people think about it. Thank you so much for watching this video and subbing to my channel. It means the world to me. I love you all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if that's your jam. And I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.